Welcome to Unleashed at Work and Home, the show dedicated to helping veterinarians, vet techs, dog trainers, shelter and rescue workers, pet sitters, and all the other animal-crazy pet professionals manage their stress and find more joy. I'm your host, Colleen Pilar, and I'm thrilled you're here with us today. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on your favorite app so that you won't miss a single episode. This episode is brought to you by our free community, the Circle of Resilient and Thriving Pet Professionals. If you like the ideas shared here, then you're invited to continue the conversation with other lifelong learners in the community. You can find out more at colleenpilar.com. It's the perfect place for you to learn cool stuff, feel good, and take action to create the life you love. Come join us. Joy seems like a simple, uncomplicated emotion. How do you experience joy? Does it feel like a fluffy cloud all around you, bathed in hot pink and blue? Or is it more like fresh, clean air? Perhaps you experience it like a sunrise, coming up over the horizon, providing an intense warmth and light and color. Does it bubble up within you, creating an almost giddy excitement? Does it feel like confetti exploding over your head like fireworks? Those are some of the ways that Unleashed Resilience members described their experience of joy. On the surface, joy seems like such a simple, uncomplicated emotion. Emotions are physical responses within your body. They're called feelings for a reason. Your experience of an emotion is the result of thousands of chemical reactions flooding through you. Something happens inside during an emotion. You are physically changed. Emotions themselves last about 90 seconds. Moods are emotions that are reinforced by the stories we're telling ourselves over and over, which creates cycles that kind of trigger the emotional chemical response over and over. But the actual physical response of an emotion is really only about 90 seconds. So coming back to joy, we all love joy. It makes you feel amazing. It surges up to provide this brief moment of intense and pleasurable focus and clarity. In our learning lab, we did a round of show and tell. I asked everybody to share an object that brings them joy and to tell us a little bit about it. So one member showed us a beautiful teapot that had belonged to her grandmother. This teapot holds a place of honor in her living room, and it brings her joy to see it there. The teapot's beauty was enough to spark joy on its own, but it was the connection to her grandmother that deepened that joy, and also complicated it. You see, joy often sits side by side with other emotions. Have you seen the Pixar movie Inside Out? I love that movie. In the movie, the main character's emotions of joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust, I didn't say that well, exist as separate entities. They interact with one another in ways that affect the main character's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It's really fascinating to watch, how sadness and joy are competing for spaces at times. So, returning to the grandmother's teapot, seeing the teapot, it brought this person joy and love and sadness and grief. Joy's power comes from the yin and yang of life, the ups and downs. Joy gives us moments of elation and connection and awe that are only powerful because we are so familiar with darkness. Joy points out what is good right now. It's possible to feel the grief of losing a loved one and also experience joy when seeing something that reminds you of them. As you get curious about joy, when you start to focus more on your emotions, as you learn to notice and accurately name what emotion you're feeling at any given moment, you'll soon discover how quickly emotions move through you. So many emotions. And that joy is frequently tied with some more difficult emotions. This is great news. Joy gives you strength. It's energizing. Joy can help you navigate the more challenging situations in your life, the more challenging emotions in your life. So if you accept that joy is often accompanied by uncomfortable emotions and that those emotions don't take away your joy, can you accept the reverse? That when you're experiencing uncomfortable emotions, you also have access to joy if you look for it? What would happen if in a moment of anxiety or sadness, you were able to look around and find joy? How would finding a small burst of joy give you strength or direction or focus? I'm curious about that. I think the more we think about our emotions, the more aware we are of the emotions we are feeling, and the more accepting we are of just letting them be as they are. It's okay to feel sadness. It's okay to feel grief. It's okay to feel anxiety. And it's also okay to search and reach for the things that give us strength. Love, connection, beauty, and joy. These things are powerful tools for living life on your own terms, creating the life you love. So I'm curious what your experience of joy is like. Think about joy and tell me, how do you experience joy? What does it feel like in your body? Thanks for listening to Unleashed at Work and Home. I invite you to come learn more at colleenpilar.com, where you can be steady, be strong, and be long.